Okay, hi. So I just want to make another video for the sake of hearing my own voice, mostly. But I had an idea to show you. So yesterday we actually made it up into orbit with this thing, with the skunk, and we realized that we couldn't maneuver, we couldn't stop and build more things on the skunk without adding more rockets, and we couldn't add more rockets until we came to a stop, and so we had to fly back down to the Lake of Ice, get some more ice, sit and build these rockets. And then it was too heavy, so we had to add more jets. And then we refueled. We thought we were refueled. We didn't read the gauges correctly, and we flew back here to get some more cobalt from the cobalt mines. And just before we got there, we ran out of power. As you can see, we made it back to base, and we're recharging. And we're working on a new project here, a construction vehicle that we can use in orbit. We won't be able to actually build the thrusters on it until we go to the moon and get some platinum, because that's where you find platinum, apparently. But anyway, so here is what happened when we landed, so to speak. We almost made it. It was really close. It's the crater that we left on the thing. So somewhere up there, we ran out of power and started to fall. Had to do some digging right here in order to rebuild a wheel, to give it room to build the wheel. Yeah, and so as you can see, it's a pretty big crater. It did some damage to the bottom of the skunk, and which we were able to repair for the most part. There's still some welding left to do. We've got to build some components and stuff like that. We're waiting to get more cobalt before we do that, because it takes metal grids, and metal grid requires cobalt. But I can kind of point out what happened. Feeling really good about the construction of the skunk, because it survived. Oh, we probably want to fly there still. Okay. So these two rear wheels were knocked clean off. What happened is these blocks right here up to right about there got completely destroyed. And well, a couple were bent out of shape, but the wheels, in fact, were in perfect condition, so it was really easy to salvage them. These blocks were bent out of shape. That one was bent out of shape. These ones were bent out of shape. Those blocks were bent out of shape. And all the lights here were toasted. I mean, they were still there, but they were no longer working. The drills survived. There was damage to the plates all the way back here. In fact, you can see this is the welding that I still need to do. If you look over at the side to the right, it says components required 87%. There's a 20 metal grid, a couple other ones need to be built. It looks like the the ore detector is perfectly fine. So all along, most of the skunk is built out of light armor blocks, but the whole, and including these side rails here, those are light armor blocks, which is why they got destroyed so easily. These ones down here, all along the bottom, are heavy armor blocks, and I designed it that way because, well, I thought it might crash. It seemed like a good idea, and lo and behold, it was. So, yeah. As you can see, we added thrusters here, retro rockets there, and the big one right over there. We're got loaded up with some ice, probably not quite enough. We might have to go back to the lake to top it off, but it should be enough to get us back to the lake. And we're recharging using the windmills. It's going to take about, well, let's see, I think it's about 7 hours at this point. Might be, it'll look like a little less because, you know, 3 hours. Yeah, but at nighttime it's 7 because the solar panels that we put on there, and we added some new ones up above, as you may have seen, are actually doing a fairly good job. I mean, some of them are a little blocked by shadow, but not too bad. So, yeah, like these ones are getting good sun, and then these ones over here on the other side will get more when the sun's on the other side of the ship. And so, and as you will note, we learned how to start doing colors, a wider range of colors for our blocks, which is kind of fun. And that is the conclusion of the video and the little tour of what's going on right now. Thank you for watching.